Hey, Tutorshop teachers. Today we're going to go over Zoom and how we can use that for video conferencing and all that fun stuff. So let's go ahead and start. Go to Zoom. You can also go to zoom.us. So we're going to first click on here. And let's say it's the first time that you've ever done this. You've never signed up before. You would go ahead and go to sign up. It's free. All right. And then we're going to go sign up. It's free again. Now we're going to do for verification, date of birth, and all that fun stuff. That's what you would do if you were setting it up for the very first time. But lucky for me, I've actually already had this set up. So you can go to sign in, put in your email address and password, or just sign in with Google. If you have a Google account already, it'll allow you to sign right in. And it'll have you download the application the first time that you do it. After signing in, you'll see this page. So we'll see Zoom, and we'll see we got a couple of options in the top right. We have schedule a meeting, join a meeting, and host a meeting. You'll also see your profile, meetings, webinars, recordings, settings, upcoming meetings, previous meetings, personal meeting room, meeting templates. The upcoming meetings can be very helpful. If you have a couple of students scheduled within the same day, all going to use Zoom, it's great that you can add in your time, start time, what you're going to be learning. Then you have a meeting ID, and they can access that meeting ID via an email, and they'll have a passcode along with it to help them sign in to make sure that it's a secure video meeting. But let's go ahead and do host a meeting. We'll do it with video on. And you see we have the separate window that pops up when we do that. So let's go ahead and join with video. All right. So we got a couple of options here. On the bottom left side, we obviously have mute my audio, stop my video, manage participants, chat, share, and some more options. Multiple participants could share simultaneously. One participant could share at a time. Now, share is this version's, it's basically a screen share. So we can go and select to do a screen share right here, or we can choose to share in an application. So if I just wanted to share one window or one tab, I could do that as well. We have manage participants. And within the manage participants tab, you got a couple of really cool options. You can choose to mute everybody. So if you are hosting the meeting and you want somebody muted, you can mute everybody. You can select the ellipses on the far right and mute participants upon entry. So if someone just comes in and they don't have their mic turned off, they won't interrupt what you're trying to say. Enable waiting room, allow participants to rename themselves, etc., etc. Allow participants to unmute themselves. You could lock that as well since you're the host. And now let's go ahead and do invite. So let's go ahead, and you can choose to invite via email, or you can just copy the URL. Just whatever you do, you got to make sure that you have the meeting password, otherwise they won't be able to access it. So let's go ahead and choose the email service. And let's invite somebody to the party. All right. So while that's sending, let's see what other fun options we have. In settings, it's going to be similar to like what we've covered on Skype and Google Meets. You're going to have your video, your audio settings, and you can also mute, always mute microphone when joining a meeting, which again is also really helpful to make sure that you aren't interrupted if you have multiple participants. Automatically adjust volume, accessibility. These are just some fun little shortcuts that can help save you time. Statistics and about. So that covers that. Let's go ahead and have Amber join the meeting and see what options that we can do with that. She's got to make sure she's got the passcode. So when she gets the email, she's able to click on a button, and that button has a link that will allow her to join this conversation. So once they get that, we're going to have to allow her to enter the group. So we're going to select Amber Smith, and then we're going to hit admit. And now Amber Smith has joined the chat. So what we're going to do on Amber's is we're going to have her allow us to do share screening. So in order to enable that, we have to select here and do multiple participants can share simultaneously. And that will allow her to do a share screen option. So let's go ahead and have her open up one of her tabs so that we can see it. Oh, and it's the Julie and Julia French onion soup. Looks great. So as you can see, using the screen share option, we can see everything that they're seeing on their side. And let's say we wanted to add a couple of notes to whatever it is that they're working on. Hey, that looks great. We can go ahead and send her a chat message, and she can chat back and forth with us as well. Thank you. And another cool thing we can do with this chat is, say we have a group of 4 or 5 kids and they're all in the same chat, we're all doing the same thing. Rather than speaking just to Amber or to speak to everyone, I can speak just to Amber privately. I can also allow attendees to chat only with me or only with everyone publicly so that they can't talk to each other privately and be doing their own thing while you're doing your video chat. So that can be a really helpful aspect of managing participants as well. And again, all of that can be found here in the Manage Participants tab. So we can bounce between Manage Participants and Chat. So if we go back to Manage Participants, we can see that Amber's got her webcam off because she's doing the screen share option right now. So let's go ahead and stop the share. Now, because I'm using a Chromebook, we don't have all the same options available, but on MacBooks and other PCs, you can go to the Share tab, and one of the options alongside desktop and application would be Whiteboard. Whiteboard would allow you to basically use an online whiteboard that can be interacted with both ways in real time. And that could be very helpful, especially with doing math problems and things of that nature. You also have a couple more options available, such as record and reactions, the same kind of reactions that they have in Skype, they have for Zoom as well. And you can also do a record setting that will let you save videos and save, if you're going over a long chapter that you had to read out loud, you could record that and then listen to yourself and edit that way as well. So that covers how to use Zoom. It's pretty intuitive, it's easy, and you don't necessarily have to have everything set up and downloaded when you send out the URLs. It'll help walk the participants through it. So it's a pretty fun, pretty easy to use platform. And of course, to end a meeting, you would just click End Meeting right here, and you can choose to end the meeting for all, or just leave the meeting and have everybody else work. It'll force someone else to be the host. So let's end meeting for all, and then we can close this out. And that will help cover a large portion of how to use Zoom and some of the tools that you can use alongside that. Well, thank you. I really hope that was helpful.